All right, thank you everybody for coming to Data Driven Academy. My name is Paul Hickey. I think I know most of you, but some of you I'm meeting today for the first time. And just a brief intro of why we do this. So I've been a digital strategy geek for quite some time now, several years. And just very recently, over the last couple of years, I started to get really excited every time I would talk to individual clients or prospective clients about anything related to content marketing, Facebook ads, Google AdWords, SEO, and especially Google Analytics. And what I found was that there was a lot of excitement coming back the other way. People saying, oh, I didn't know that this or that existed. And what I realized is that if our team kind of got together every month or so and had kind of a little mini workshop like this, kind of intimate, like 15 to 20 people, that we could really teach people the skills to pull back the curtain and get a lot of value out of digital marketing instead of paying an agency thousands of dollars every month to manage this stuff for you. Our goal is that at least you could learn a few things to take away to spend your money maybe deploying ads or acquiring customers and gain the knowledge that you would have paid someone else in a services fee. So it's been really good. This is our second section of classes. We did one in the fall where we did, today's class is content creation for SEO and social media. And then we have 3 more classes. Most of you are actually signed up for all 4 classes. Next will be actually taking the content and deploying it into social media ads in the Ads Manager product, so putting a little bit of money behind the content to get it in front of your target audience. Then we have a Google AdWords class and then a Google Analytics class. So we're really excited to have you here. Kate Hickey is our lead instructor for today. She's our content, social media whiz, and SEO, and then I'll step in and support a little bit on the SEO side because I'm the geek along those lines. And Chris Tumajian is a full-time member of our team at Data Driven Design, and then Bailey Robbins in the back. So we're the Data Driven Design team. We'll be here kind of all helping with the workshop today, but Kate's our lead. And before Kate gets started, why don't we have everybody kind of go around the room, starting with Liz here. Just introduce yourself, say whatever you want to say about what you're hoping to learn to get out of today. And if it's networking and stuff like that, we highly encourage that. So we want you guys to get the most value out of today. So,
my name is Liz DeJesus, and I'm with Stewart Transportation Solutions. We are a event transportation company, so our target audience is meeting planners. So we it's a very niche market, so it's always kind of hard to figure out the best way to reach them. And so I'm just excited to learn more about, well, for one, the Facebook algorithm that I know is constantly changing, and content as well, what we can be doing differently to get in front of the audience that we're
I'm Jazz Goddard. I actually just started working on Liz's team about a year and a quarter ago, and working for a business or industry that is transportation is very interesting to have to do our own marketing. We're the only people that do marketing and branding in the entire company, so we wanted to learn how to better do it ourselves and not have to reach out to a different company.
My name is Callahan Woodbury. This is my first week at the Nashville Fashion Alliance. We are a trade organization, essentially, that supports and networks brands and designers in the Nashville and the regional area. I don't know what I don't know, so we'll about to find out. That's all I'm gonna
My name is Galen Wilson. I work in women's professional sports. I always tell people our target audience is everyone because people don't know about us, so we're trying to enlighten people. I echo what she said. I don't know what I don't know, but what I do know is I want to be educated when I speak to people, or when they're trying to sell me something that I'm not illiterate, or at least I can speak their language and make them think I know more than I know. So that's why I'm here.
I'm Brian Scotcho with a company called Dev Digital. It's a software development firm here in Nashville. we develop just about any kind of software. What business presence, websites, apps, enterprise level software. The one area that we were lacking in was SEO. So I have been tasked with starting up our SEO program. And I'm here today because I'm just like a sponge trying to soak in everything I can in SEO.
Sounds great.
Mike Oliver, I'm with Tapes and Technical Solutions. We are a tape distributor and converter. We don't manufacture anything. They put me in this position about a year ago. I am the entire IT/marketing department. So I'm just trying to learn everything. I mean, I was the warehouse manager before that, and just kind of we're growing. It's only a 9-person company. So anyway, I've been working on this website for a while, and then just trying to get more hits off Google and, expand from there. Because we're paying an outside company a bunch of money and we weren't getting anything out of it. So I just finally got to get rid of it. So, that's what I can do.
I'm Valerie Pinner. I am working on a personal project where I'm starting up a blog site about traveling. And I know it's one of those things where you think you're going to build it and everybody's going to come and be interested, but it doesn't really happen that way. So being able to share that information, create the content, get it out to everybody, that's what I'm wanting to learn through these courses. I'm Jamie Haynes. I have home decor, clothing, boutique, and most of my business comes from social media, so I'm just trying to get that over the balance.
I am Davita Deal, and I'm actually a teacher. I'm an English teacher, but I am going to be working on the social media content for Party People custom events. And so I'm here to just learn everything about that. I'm also here to network. I'm an incredible writer, so if you need anything, just let me know. So that's me. That's fine.
Hey, I have to look and see. Okay, who I'm here representing. I'm
Let's see, who am I?
right. Who am I today? I'm Fallon Brassel. I am an attorney, and I do advertising, marketing, and social media law. So making sure all the promotions that you do on the internet are compliant with what the FTC is looking at in terms of like using influencers or, making claims or comparing yourself to someone else. That's what I do all day at Nelson Mullins. So I'm a general business attorney, but my specialty is advertising, marketing, and social media. I also started an organization called Lady Lunch Club, and it's a group of professional and entrepreneurial women who meet once a month at different hot new restaurants in town, and we bring in speakers. And yeah, it's really just a great time to kind of network, but without like pushing your business card or with it feeling like a stuffy environment. We get together, eat brunch, have some cocktails, and learn from people who are successful in their industry. So that's my Nelson Mullins / Lady Lunch Club. That's what I do.
Cool. Well, I think that the piece, I think it's something that is better done through the company that's closest to the customer. So, with that being said, it just gets me excited that you guys are all doing this and grinding it in your own way. So, fun for me. Paul's introduced us, and I think most of you are pretty familiar with what we do at Data Driven. But these are just taking a look at some websites that we've launched, some people that we work with. And Chris is our developer, White Bison, Trice Daily, George Jones. These are just some of the people that we've worked with in the past. But we're working with really small businesses. Party People is a one-woman show, so everything from small to large. These are our learning targets for today. I don't, we're going to go through each one of these at length, but we're going to start with using the data to understand the audience first, because a lot of us think that we know who we're talking to, but when it really comes down to it and you take a look at the analytics, you might be really surprised that 75% of your target audience is female. So you need to pivot in that direction. The algorithm we're going to talk about, as you mentioned, hashtags, differentiating posts. I think this is something that we all have a hard time with, because a picture is just kind of what we're used to, but when you change it up, you get a lot more engagement when you differentiate. So we're going to talk to you and give you some really good resources. Don't feel like you have to jot everything down. We're going to give you this whole presentation and deck afterwards. creating effective content with resources, building an editorial content calendar, having a plan, really, instead of just kind of, winging it every day. Boosted posts. We're gonna get in a little next class about ads. Boosted posts is as far as we'll get today, but next class we're gonna talk about the ads and the ads manager and like all of those target audiences, setting the right goals. All of that stuff is really important for tracking and ROI. And then local SEO. This is just, I think the world is changing, obviously. We're not watching TV because we're watching our phone, The TV might be on in the background, but we're on our phone. We're driving and we're unfortunately on our phone. So a lot of the, kind of like the old school marketing ideas are long gone. And we're looking at the cost in this market is just so effective and so low. So this is just a quick a look at this, and of course it's like while you're DVRing, right? I won't read that to you, but Facebook has an average monthly user of 1.3 million, and of course signage is where people, it used to just be all the rage, and you've made it if you're on, and it's just not there anymore. And it's a lot easier to start with Facebook for sure. So Bailey, do you want to talk about the target audience piece?
Sure, yeah. Just kind of going into the audience insights tool, correct?
Mm-hmm. How many of you have your business manager set up and like ready to go and you're staring at it right now? Anyone?
If you don't have Business Manager, you can go to just Google the Facebook Audience Insights tool, and
Facebook Audience Insights tool.
And that's where this data is pulled from. And we can come around and help get you guys set up with everything you need.
I think this is the only time we're going to be in that today, Business Manager. So if you don't have it quite set up yet, don't freak out just quite yet.
Just kind of to give you an overview of it. The point of the Audience Insights tool is it's through Facebook, and it's a really easy way to kind of see who is liking your page on Facebook, and kind of breaking it down like 94% of women or 6% of men are following you, and you can kind of break that down and really target your audience. And you can even break it down enough to where you're seeing what their interests are, and it's the gist of it.
Right. Even this one's got relationship status. You can figure out how many people are married and how many people are single. I mean, all this stuff is important. Once you have your audience, demographics figured out, you're going to be able to just target them a lot better, a lot smarter. We're going straight into the algorithm. I don't know if you, and there's a lot of news right now that's going on with Facebook, and how the algorithm is working and how it's changing and all this. It's been on the news a lot in the last month. I've read it all, and I would comfortably say that nothing has changed. It's just getting press. So there you go. I just saved you a lot of time. You're welcome, but it's the same. It has always been the same. It is continuing to do exactly what it did. It just now has been getting press. Ignore the press, and this is the way that it works. It uses what's called EdgeRank, which is the algorithm platform that it comes from. And basically, EdgeRank has said that the more that a user interacts with anything, that's what they're going to be seeing the most of. So you're going to see more of friends' photos, but fewer of their status updates if you're liking all their photos, but ignoring all their status updates. If they're liking all their videos, you're going to be served their videos. If I'm liking promotional stuff, I'm going to be served promotional, and I'm going to be buried in other things. So to that point, back in the day when you were liking everything, right? We were liking every page back in the day. Remember these days? Like, you're throwing everybody a like. Oh, Chick-fil-A like. Because you knew you weren't really going to see their content. It wasn't going to bother you. It was no skin off your back to like. Well now, that doesn't really, so having a lot of followers, this is going to be a little bit of a bummer, but having a lot of followers does not necessarily mean that those people are seeing your content. You have to be frequent in your content posting for those folks to be able to see you. So with that said, making sure that the connection is really strong and you're getting lots of interaction, that's the only way to break through the EdgeRank algorithm, is to have strong connections. And let's just put it in like a baseball terms. First base is a like, second base is a comment, third base is a share, and then fourth base, it's not a base. It's definitely home plate. And home plate would be like a combination of those two items would be like breaking all the way through. So if Ellen's following me and she hasn't liked any of my stuff in months, I'm gonna just drop off of her feed. If she likes, she she's gonna be served that again, and you get how this works from here. So you need to be thinking about that strategically when you want to have content that people read. I like what you said. You said like, if I build it, they will come. So you're so right. I mean, yes, you have a fantastic store, but no one is in the door. So how are you going to keep them engaged? All right, so I think this is awesome, and Obama's an OG. So we're gonna watch this really quickly. If you haven't seen this, it's from Letterman. Shout out to Davida who told me to watch this. But have you seen this? Isn't it great? Really good. It's only a minute clip, so I think this just speaks to exactly how this works. Will you get the lights if that's possible? I think they're behind you, Callahan. Abort? I'm just gonna hit everything. Hit it all, yeah.
First and after is social media, and we will have special interests, foreign governments, etc. Can in fact manipulate that and propagandize.
I was under the impression that Twitter would be the mechanism by which truth was told around the world.
If you are getting all your information off algorithms being sent through a phone, and it is just reinforcing whatever biases you have, which is the pattern that develops. There was an interesting experiment, not a big scientific experiment, but just an experiment that somebody did during the revolution that was taking place in Egypt, in Tahrir Square. Somebody took sort of a liberal, a conservative, and quote unquote moderate, and sent them on a Google search, Egypt, type it in. And for the conservative, it came up, Muslim Brotherhood. And for the liberal, it came up Tahrir Square. And for the moderate, it came up vacation spots on the Nile. But whatever your biases were, that's where you were being sent. And that gets more and more reinforced over time. That's what's happening with these Facebook pages where more and more people are getting their news from. At a certain point, you just live in a bubble. And that's part of why our politics is so polarized right now. I think it is a solvable problem, but I think it's one that we have to spend a lot of time.
It seems like a valuable tool that is turned against us.
Yeah.
I realize that's kind of depressing. Sorry, that's depressing. But it's almost like you're stuck in your high school clique for the rest of your life. Isn't that creepy that you just keep being fed the same? Anyway, I got a little dark. Okay, abort. Sorry. But my point is that you're going to be served what you interact with. So not only are you going to have to reach out to these folks, but you have to keep them engaged. And while that might sound daunting, you can do it. It's just a matter of frequency and kind of playing your cards right. And we're going to talk exactly about how to do that. So you want to talk about the data around this? I'm putting you on the spot. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, sure. So with Facebook, when you increase the post frequency,